Burnt Mill Brewing today, and we've got a can of their Green Path Citra and Mosaic IPA at 6.0% ABV. This was from Morrison's. It was, I think it was about $3.75 a can, but then they had the like 4 for 3 deal on as well. Might have been a bit cheaper, it might be about $3.50. Can't remember. It was around about that price mark though. Let's have a see. What does it say about it? So it says it's West Coast leaning, so it's going to be like a West Coast IPA. I think is what they're going for there. With a tropical fruit party of aromatics from the layering of Citra, Mosaic, and Enigma hops. So that's the hops that are in it. So it says Citra and Mosaic, but it's got Enigma in it as well. Stripped back profile. I like that. Something nice and subtle. And it's got a best before date on it. It's also got a canned date on it, which is interesting because usually when they're in the supermarket they don't tell you when they were canned. So this reckons it was canned on the 4th of May 23. So we're just over 3 months old. So it's not as fresh as you would get from the brewery, but you know, it's about as fresh as you generally get from the supermarkets. Gives us a bit of information here as well, because it's best before the 3rd of the 5th 24. So that kind of shows us that supermarkets will generally give them a best before date a year after they were canned. So you can then generally work out roughly when they were canned by basically taking a year off the best before date. So there you go. A little bit of info for you there. Let's crack it open. Okay, so already it's looking a kind of a West Coasty colour. It's kind of like a marmalade colour, I'd say. So kind of like a marmalade colour, semi-hazy. Let's fill it up to the top there. Beautiful. Let's pop the can here. And let's have a little look at what this is. Okay, horrendously dirty glass. Let's give it a little bit of a bang. There you go, that's much better. So, let's give it a smell. Let's have a see what we get. Yeah, it's kind of piney, grapefruity, bit of melon. It already smells quite bitter. It smells a little bit syrupy. There is quite a lot of smell there, quite a lot of nose there, and we are getting the piney, tropically kind of smells that you get with the West Coast. But I know West Coast is supposed to be really bitter, so we'll see whether the bitterness of this actually lives up to the to a good West Coast. Yeah, it smells quite good. Let's go in and have a bit of a taste. Cheers. Oh, that is quite bitter. So it's quite bitter. It's got more of those sort of like piney notes and tropical notes in the nose than it does in the taste. Although it is quite piney in the taste. There's some quite harsh bitterness around the sides of my tongue. Yeah, but I'm not getting a huge amount else, really, to be honest. I'm getting a pine. I'm getting quite a lot of bitterness. I'm getting a little bit of kind of marmalade-y bitterness as well. When you get a really good quality marmalade and you get that kind of bitterness on it. I'm getting slight orange zest kind of flavours as well there. It's not incredibly complex, even for, you know, especially for a 6%er. It's not unpleasant. It's alright. It's decent. It's got, you know, it's got a decent flavour profile, I'd say. You know, whether it's worthy of the kind of like the higher tier supermarket kind of price range, I don't know. If I got a 4-pack of Brewdog small tins for like £4 for £6 or whatever, would it taste any better than this? I don't think so. Would it taste any worse than this? I don't think so. You know, it's decent enough. Decent enough. It's not altogether unpleasant. There's not really much more I can say about it, really. So we'll give it a rating and we'll go from there. So quality, you probably guessed, not absolutely bowled over by the quality. but there is flavour there, there is taste there. I'd say it's a little bit better than your average supermarket 4 tins in a small box. Beers, I'd say, but I probably wouldn't give it any higher. I probably wouldn't give it any higher than a C+, to be honest. So that's what it's getting for quality. It's getting a C+. And value, again, value, I think a beer that tastes like that, certainly at a supermarket, I wouldn't expect to pay $3.50, $3.75 for it. I mean, it's not the freshest. Okay, so obviously maybe it was a bit fresher, it'd be better, but I can only judge by what I'm tasting, and obviously if it were fresher it'd be dearer anyway. So at the end of the day, I'm reviewing it as a £3.50, £3.75 beer, up in that tier range with things like, I'd say, like Kingslayer and ECAT and what other kind of things are there? Your Polly's Mosaic Maze. I mean, it's just not in the same league, I'd say, as the Polly's Mosaic Maze. So for value, I'm going to give this one a C-. So a C- for value. I don't think it's particularly good value. Maybe it's better value. Maybe it's absolutely banging at the brewery, and when it's fresher, and maybe it's worth paying the extra £4, £4.50 or whatever it will be at the brewery. Anyway, that's all I can say. Until next time, have a good one.